Welcome back, everybody. We're looking to get into Game 2 here between Anixia eSports and Vis Major. Anixia picking up the victory in Game 1, Silky.
Picking up the dub.
Yep, the dub, as we like to call it, over here at SKL. A good game, really hype game for Game 1. You know, we came in with a lot of hype, and I think it lived up to it for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, still a little disappointed in the way that thing ended, but you know what? It's what Nocturne does, right? Yeah. Nocturne goes into the back line, hopes for the best, but just getting blown up there, and the Nazar lives through it, and they pick up the kills and win the game. Yeah, pretty much all there is to it.
That's basically what happened.
Yeah, going to be looking for a lot of things to change here for both teams. Pretty much what both teams love to run here. Yeah. Anixia eSports pretty meta heavy. They are very meta heavy. They definitely mimic the pro scene. They are like a semi-pro team, so definitely they like to play that style. And then Vis Major, they're really good too. They're on the semi-pro level, I would say. They went toe to toe with Anixia eSports, but they just run that different style, right? Yeah, they run that all in.
It really their style it revolves entirely around 4-2 playing a heavy engaged champion.
Yeah, for the most part, we've seen some things in the past. We've seen like the new come out and like the Mundo in the finals.
The Mundo in the finals.
And then it kind of falls down to Panda and Taeyong, who definitely can pick up the slack or pick up where 4-2 leaves off. So I think it's not that the others can't, it's just that 4-2 just does it. Yeah. He's just the first one who says, okay guys, I'll play this heavy engaged champion. I'll make the plays. You guys just have to do this. There's no pressure on the others really. In that game, I'd say there's pressure on Taeyong to try and get the follow-up damage after 4-2 dives in there like that, but just not finding it. So coming into Game 2 here, the Kazakhs and Soraka Nautilus bands coming in. So two champions taken immediately away. Yeah,
changing it up here. Soraka Nautilus taken away from Panda and Frank Pon. They stick with the Kazakhs band, still targeted at 4-2. And for Vis Major Gaming, we see Poppy Lulu, same as the first game, but they go with the Nidalee ban as well. Very interesting. I didn't think Pistol 44 was particularly effective on it. He was still good. And then they first pick Fiora.
I think Nidalee is actually like the top tier champion here, along with Gregus. Actually, in this patch, Nidalee got put behind, wasn't able to get the flow, and definitely Nidalee can't really dictate the play of just getting like balls to the wall, engaged on every fight. So really, didn't have a chance to dictate the play. So if they're not kind of gonna play that kind of composition once again, then taking Nidalee away is a fine opportunity here. The first pick, Fiora coming in. It kind of tells me that they might go for a Quinn, actually, in the top lane. I could definitely see it coming out from Tiny Warhead. We're going to see what they bring out here. But the Greg is Kalista picked up. Kalista, top tier AD carry. And for a Nazar, definitely something he's able to pick up, leaving the Lucian open, actually. So that tells you that he favors the Kalista a little bit more, especially paired with a heavy engage support. Braum was still up as well if they want Braum over Alistar. Alistar is a little bit better than Braum, just because he can just go in just like that. Thresh, another decent champion that's actually shown some favor recently. So we'll see. Pretty much pick of the litter here for Vozel if they want to pick up support in this rotation.
Yeah, and that Kalista Gragas, two incredibly strong picks there. Yep. Picked up for Anixia, and then Vis Major, the Janna Lucian. Not great. Kog'Maw was available.
That might kind of tell you that just Frank Pon just kind of wants to play that safe champions, right? If you go for Soraka than Janna, it tells you it's a little bit easier to play still. You just need positioning. You don't need to really depend on high mechanics and game sense of when to go in, when not to go in. It's pretty if the guy's low, you heal him. If the guy's getting hit, you shield him. So that's easy for Frank Pond, coupled with Lucian, who is definitely a strong ADC. Decent pairing, not a bad rotation for them.
And then we do see the LeBlanc Trundle picked up here. That will obviously be LeBlanc mid lane. Obviously a very strong assassin. We saw Bjergsen have some pretty unreal performances on it at IEM Katowice on the weekend. And Trundle picked up as well, and you think that'll probably be going top lane, hey?
It'll be flexed. Fiora likes to stack health, so Trundle can't really subjugate and steal resistances, but if you just want to be tanky and you just want to split push all day as Trundle, you could definitely do that for sure. So I think that's flexed. I would call that a flex for now, especially into something like Janna. You're not in too much danger. So Trundle, who kind of has a weak laning phase a little bit, if you don't have the right follow-up, it'll be a decent laning phase if that's support Trundle. The Lysandra, love that champion picked up, and the Elise going to be picked up. Two really strong champions. And then on the other side, it is actually going to be Trundle top lane, and Vossel going to be bringing out the Thresh that was hovered earlier, but that's what it's going to be. So we see our two team compositions here, and
here they are.
It's looking hyphy. Some great team compositions coming out. So before we get into right into the game, who you liking here? Who you gonna give the edge to? You gave the edge to Vis Major last time. Is it the same thing this time around?
I think I'm gonna go this time. I'm gonna give my advantage to Anixia eSports. Their first rotation was very strong. Callista, great right now. Gragas, he's back again after he was kind of out of it for a bit, but he's back, kind of a real staple in the jungle. If Sniper can have, if he gets ahead on that LeBlanc, he's just going to be absolutely deleting champions.
Yep.
And then Vis Major, not really any tanks on their team. I don't know if Frank Pond's going to have as much of an effect on the Janna as he did on the Soraka.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to give the advantage in game 2 here to Anixia eSports.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. I'm a little on the fence here. I really like the team fight coming out from Vis Major. They've got some safety for Pulsis on Lucian, who is definitely a better team fighting AD carry early and mid than Ezreal is, I think. Taeyong on Lysandra, dirty champion, love it. Elise still a very strong pick. Panda on Fiora, that champion also disgusting. It depends how much I think Fiora can get ahead on this Trundle. Trundle's going to look to split push all day long. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be 4-1 split push composition coming out from Anixia eSports. We'll see if Panda can counter that. I think they might just look for the team fights, honestly. Vis Major loves to team fight. They don't like to play the split push wait game kind of. They do kind of play pick comps here and there, but they're going to be looking for blood here. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be fun to see, because on the other side, you got a good team fight on Anixia. So I'm torn, but if I had to pick one, okay, I'll be the devil's advocate. I'm going to go for Vis Major. I'll go for Vis Major in this one.
Well, you were right last time, so we'll see who's right this game in game 2. But before we get into it, we're just going to take a short break here. But it's going to be, I'm really hyped for this game 2, so don't go anywhere. And welcome back for game 2, everybody. We're looking to get into champ loading here. The Pork Chop Express is full steam ahead. For blue side here in game 2, we have got Vis Major. We've got Panda in the top lane playing Fiora. 4-2 on that Elise in the jungle. Taeyong on Lysandra in the mid lane. Pulsis on Lucian, and Frank Pond playing Janna.
Yeah, on the red side, we've got Anixia eSports. In the top lane, it is Tiny Warhead playing Trundle. In the jungle, it is going to be Greg, is played by Pistol 44 EDW. In the mid lane, Sniper playing LeBlanc. In the bot lane is going to be Anazir and Vossel playing Callista Thresh.
Whew. And Silky, I remembered to look at the Keystone Masteries this time, for blue side at least.
I got them all. It's pretty much what you'd expect.
Yep.
Grasp for both top laners, Strength of the Aegis for both junglers there, Thunderlords for both mid laners, Fervor of Battle. The only difference is in the supports, Vossel going for Thunderlords, and Frank Pond going for the Windspeaker's Blessing for the enhanced shielding and healing.
Yeah, so pretty standard. 4-2 actually might get cut out here by all 5 members of Anixia eSports, but he'll just take a couple of shots and back away. A bit of a mini invade there for Anixia, but they'll just back off now, and we should get ourselves to a standard start here in game 2.
Yeah, not much of a level 1 actually, unless Vossel can get something like a Death Sentence or a close range flay. Sniper's not going to want to go chain there, so nothing really doing. 4-2 didn't go far enough ahead to get caught out there, so good for him. Having that spidey sense.
Were they tingling?
They were tingling.
They were tingling.
Definitely. Just a standard start here for both teams as well. It looks like Pistol is going to start in the top side here, going to end in the bot lane. So we'll see if he's able to gank there. This is something we see him do quite often. I'm pretty sure he starts top lane pretty much every time.
Yeah, I think that's something we kind of saw. It was a reoccurring theme throughout qualifiers for sure, as we see this.
And by doing so, he's also able to get the early camp to his bot lane as well, whereas 4-2 is going to be taking this. So the edge right now is going to Anazir and Vossel.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but last season when Vis Major was known as Thunderducks, they usually liked to go with the Gromp start, didn't they?
Like always?
I seem to remember that happening quite frequently. I could be wrong about that. I could be misremembering. Could have been another team.
I'm not sure if it happened like almost every time, like enough to like say that they did it every time, but yeah, like I assume that 4-2, sorry, I keep wanting to call him Metaphor, has done it in the past, so I assume he's done it, you know. Panda actually taking not very good trades here, standing in a little bit too close to Tiny Warhead.
Yeah, definitely, and Panda should be winning these trades against a Trundle and is forced to run away in the bush at about, only left with about a quarter health here. Trades not going in his favor right now, which is not ideal, and we're seeing the bot lane being pushed in as well here for Vis Major.
Yeah, bot lane being pushed in. As we look at the mid lane, a matchup definitely worth watching. We see the cleanse come out from LeBlanc, not a champion summoner that we usually see come out on the likes of LeBlanc's.
But it is a champion summoner you usually see come out against Lyssandra's. As we're getting a gank already here in the top lane, Tiny Warhead actually might go down here to Panda. Pistol doing what he can here. He's going to see if he can clean up this kill onto Panda. He probably will. There it is. Kills traded 1 for 1 there. Luckily, Panda was able to pick up a kill before he went down.
Yep. First blood makes it worth. Summoners
little bonus gold.
Summoners used on both sides there. Tiny Warhead flashing into the bush. Panda going right after him, able to pick up the return kill on that. No vision, so good gank there by Pistol 44. Level 1, you know, if Trundle can get those bites off, it's actually pretty decent return damage there. So I think Panda should have just been patient for level 2. He wouldn't have been so low coming into that gank. Just waiting for that level 2. Trundle doesn't have the best level 2 power spike. He's, you know, got the frozen domain and the pillar, which doesn't offer a lot in combat. So
Pulsis getting chunked out here. A lot of spears in him. The Ren could do a lot of damage. It's not going to be enough. Frank Pond doing what he can here. Valso caught in between them. Pulsis just throwing out shots from those guns. The dual wield, will it be there? There we go. And 4-2 actually shows up at the end of it, and he's the one who actually picks up the double kill. Great counter, or not even a counter gank, but that really looked like it was going to go in favor of Anixia, but 4-2 shows up and turns it around.
Yeah, absolutely. Good gank there. No vision at all. Lots of vision in the bot side for Vis Major, but none for Anixia eSports. The gank coming in there. Try to get the rend off before the heal came out from Pulsis. So try and just, you know, kind of catch him unaware and surprise him with the rend damage, but not going to be the case there. And going down and just not finding the right engage there. As LeBlanc actually getting the worst of these trades in the mid lane.
Yeah, this is you know, we had that little thing in the top lane, but kind of similar to what we saw in the first game. The bot lane of Vis Major initially getting ahead of the bot lane, and kills at least ahead of the bot lane for Anixia. We are seeing that it's a bit smaller now, but for most of this 5 minutes, Nazar has been leading in CS and still is.
Yep. Nazar, they've kind of got a stronger lane with the Thresh into Janna, but getting kills definitely helps the cause there for Pulsis and Frank Pond, as Taeyong and 4-2 going to be looking for a lot of kind of skirmishes.
There's the death sentence onto Pulsis, and Nazar is there. The flay goes out as well. Spears in 2 different members. A little 2v2 here, some jungle versus mid lane action. 4-2 goes very low, lands the cocoon, but not onto the member that he wanted. Lands it onto Sniper. Taeyong doing what he can here. Sniper, can he look to all-in Taeyong? There's the decoys. The clone's coming out. Can he follow up? Nope. Dashes forward, and no kills picked up on either side there. But pretty much all members chunked up pretty low, except for Taeyong.
Yeah, like I was just saying before that even happened, 4-2 and Taeyong are definitely going to be looking for these skirmishes against Sniper and Pistol 44. Pre-6, Taeyong still doing a lot of work. Does have decent CC if Sniper is able to distort in close enough. You can lock him down. As Lysandra, now hitting level 6 as well. It's going to be even harder for LeBlanc, but with the cleanse, it's going to make things a little bit easier.
There's another death sentence onto Pulsis, but 4-2 is there. It looks like they're going to go in onto Vasil here. There should be another kill picked up. It will go over to Pulsis. 4-2 making his presence felt here in this early game.
Yeah, and definitely making return trips to this bot lane something you really, really want to do with a Lucian on your team. You don't feel bad about doing it, getting kills on him. Pulsis has been playing a lot of Lucian. I believe it's his top mastery champion as well. So
it's not Sivir or Ashe?
It's not Sivir or Ashe. It's actually Lucian and Vayne.
Color me surprised.
Okay. What color is that? If surprise was a color,
kind of like it's like a turquoise almost.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, but not more blue than green. But we're seeing some more trading here in the top lane. Damage being traded back and forth. Nothing's gonna happen. You know, besides damage going down. Oh, the chain misses there. from Sniper onto Taeyong.
Until Panda hits level 6 here, the extended fights are going to go in the favor of
And
Trundle.
he is in level 6.
He is.
Just hit it.
Now, yeah. Just barely hit it now. But
Yeah.
Tiny Warhead
And
has
here
it
we
as
go.
well. Yep.
As soon as he gets it, Frozen Domain does go down 4-2. Repels down onto Tiny Warhead. The pillar pops him up, but there it is. 4-2 picks up that kill with the assist going over to Panda. And Vis Major with the early lead in this game, just as they had in game 1.
Pistol not able to find anything here early. Not able to get much. Nothing doing for him so far, except for that kill top lane. You know, this Gragas has kind of been irrelevant. Not any early ganks. We've seen 4-2 now having 2 successful ganks in the bot lane, and now the gank in the top lane.
Yeah, 3 total. Yeah,
3 total, 2 in the bot, 1 in the top. Good count. What are you giggling at there, buddy?
2 in the top, 1 in the, or 2 in the bot, 1 in the top.
I gotcha.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, okay, I got
Tiny Warhead getting chunked out here yet again. He just got back from the fountain. 4-2 repels up and back down onto him. Taeyong is there as well, but they're not going to need him. They're going to try and turn this on a pistol and sniper as well. What target will they choose? Looks like they're just going to choose the Bramble back. But Pistol 44 and Vasil are sticking around here. Taeyong there as well. Maybe just going to look for a steal, and they will just secede the red buff, looks like, over to Anixia. But, I mean, it's Anixia's own red buff, so not a huge deal.
No, not at all. And you kind of see there, great play by 4-2. The electric slide coming through. Pistol 44 was sliding in there, but whoop! The repel right over top. 4-2 able to pick up another kill for himself. 4-0-1 now on this Elise. That is only going to get worse. Going for the early Runic Echoes. We'll see what he builds. We've seen Elise, if they're going to go tanky, sometimes they can go Cinderhulk. They do excellent base damage, so not building a ton of AP isn't the worst on Elise, especially with a team that doesn't have any tanks, as Taeyong.
Taeyong.
Getting a little chunked out here.
Pulsis has a couple spears in him, but they're trading back completely adequately. Glacial Path comes forward from Taeyong. Not going to follow up on it. Was pretty low. Too low for the dive there. Didn't have flash available either, so understandable. But able to trade back and chunk Sniper out fairly low.
Well, the return Frozen Tomb there from Taeyong come out and definitely puts that trade in his favor.
4-2 coming up in the top lane. The Cocoon did not land. Frozen Domain went down. That was close. That could have been another death for Tiny Warhead, but he is able to make it out of that one with his life.
Able to get out of that one. The early Rod of Ages is going to be the item that Taeyong is going to come out with. Lysandras nowadays are rushing that item. Then probably the Zhonya's Hourglass going to be coming out, especially against a team that has decent amounts of AD. You know, if you're going to be diving in against a Trundle, it's a good idea to have that.
So much survivability for Lysandras when they pick up that Zhonya's. You know, they rip in with the Frozen, they can Frozen Tomb themselves, then the team waits around for it to go away, and then, and she's on it herself. And that takes up a solid, 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, and he might even opt to just use the Frozen Tomb right onto Anazir's Callistus.
Yeah, sorry, doesn't have to be on himself.
Yeah, having a lot of lockdown onto someone so slippery and greasy as Callista, it's hard to lock that champion down, so using the Frozen Tomb on him to allow the rest of the team to follow up with damage is not a bad idea at all. They know that this is happening, and the
Pistol 44 does catch out Frank Pond in the bush there, but the TP comes down from Panda. Vasil's very low here. The explosive cast knocks back 2 members, but 4-2 picks up 1 kill. Pulsis picks up the second, and there's 2 kills picked up for Vis Major, and excellent TP there from Panda.
Well, that was a bait. Frank Pond walking right towards that bush. I bet you that Anixia thought that they had that one in the bag. They thought, oh, this isn't warded, because they were actually sitting right on top of a ward. So Frank Pond walks forward. Immediately, all 3 members, Pistol and the bot lane, jump right on Frank Pond. He's able to live through their initial burst of damage and the TP coming in. No TP for Tiny Warhead, and so he's not able to follow. 4v3? Perfect execution.
Taeyong with the Frozen Tomb onto himself. Sniper was chunking him out pretty heavily there. But there it is. With you Frozen Tomb yourself, it's like, too bad.
Yeah, too bad. So sad. Not able to get any kills there. Even after using Flash, Sniper tried to flash in for the extra damage. But there might be a flank here from the top lane as well as the jungle.
Yeah, Pistol 44. Body slams right into 4-2, and he gets chunked out very quickly. He repels up and then back down. He's actually still alive, and looks like he will finally go down there to LeBlanc. Tiny Warhead chasing down onto Taeyong here. He'll probably get away. Frank Pond is there as well for the disengage. And 1 kill picked up there in favor of Anixia.
Yeah, just no vision there for Vis Major. Pushing that tower S2, 4-2, a going down after Tiny Warhead just rotates down. A good gank by him. And they're going to pick up a tower for this, and this is what they love to do. They're going to get the first tower of the game. They're going to push it to other lanes.
They do focus the towers pretty heavily, but will they pick up this tower as Panda and Frank Pond are present in the mid lane? Tiny Warhead got locked up by Taeyong, and he does go down there. Sniper very low as well. They're probably not going to follow this up anymore, and I wouldn't if I were them. But they stop the tower and pick up a kill.
Ooh, we got some... Just pointed out we got some nice, neat new graphics on the stream, so make sure you check those out. Yeah.
Great Plains College.
We're sellouts, but I mean, check them out. Check out the nice new graphics we got. So we've got a little bit of a rotation here. Once again, 4-2 going to be making a trip to the bot lane, it looks like. And you just seeing Panda against this Trundle is absolutely huge. This Tiny Warhead.
Is he absolutely huge,
Silky?
Is he doing tons of damage as well?
No. More than tons of damage. Okay, he's doing massive amounts of damage. 0-4-1 on this Trundle, going for the early Titanic Hydra, but not going to do him any good. This Fiora is so far ahead. Trundles love to split push. That's, you know, they're great split pushers. You want to run the 4-1 with a Trundle, but when your Fiora is this far ahead, I said this in the early game, if Fiora gets ahead, they're not going to be able to do that, and I think it's going to go
4-2 is there. The culling coming out. Going to land on a few members. The Thresh Box is there, but also gets knocked back. 4-2 repels down and onto him. Looks like the explosive cask was used there to no effect, and there's 2 kills picked over here for Vis Major. They're actually going to look to follow up here onto an Azure. They don't even care about the turret. He will go down as well. The double picked up by Pulsis. Looks like Panda getting some successful trades there in the top lane as well. And Taeyong on this mid lane turret. Oh, actually going to Glacial Path in here and go right onto Sniper. Is he on the right clone? No, he's not. And he will not go down. The turret in the bot lane goes down. 4-2 made his way up to the mid lane. And he's actually going to chase Sniper instead of going for the turret. And isn't that just the worst?
That is just the worst. And then afterwards also, 4-2 was getting creep blocked there. I don't know if you saw, there's three minions from that wave running interference there. You know, Sniper paid him off beforehand.
That was an unfortunate series of events in the mid lane there for Vis Major, but they still coming out on top as the Cocoon lands from 4-2 onto Pistol 44. The jungle trading back and forth. The Lantern is there. 4-2 repels out, but Panda getting some damage out on a Tiny Warhead. The Death Sentence will not land. These teams, they're dancing around each other here in the jungle, but nothing going to happen. But Vis Major decisively ahead in this game.
Yeah, decisively ahead. I would agree with you. 5K ahead now, 6K. 12-2 are the kills, 14 minutes, and this might be the reverse Anixia. Not quite, but it's looking pretty decent here for Vis Major Gaming. Pulse is getting some kills under his belt as well. 4-0-4 to go along with the 6-1-4 Elise. This is only going to get worse, and now the Rift Herald. The reverse Anixia, it's real. I'm telling you.
Who picked up the Rift Herald? It looks like Panda, and that's going to make make his advantage in this top lane even bigger than it already is.
Yeah, Vis Major might be looking to catch some people in rotation here, but not going to be the case as all 5 of them are on the top side, and the other members of Anixia are all scattered. And Naz are going to pick up the solo farm, solo XP in the bot lane, try to push that one into the tier 1 in the bot side, but I assume he's going to have to back here. Depends how far Vis Major wants to push this. I feel like they could have pushed a little bit farther, maybe got a tier 2 in exchange for 2 other tier 1s. Not sure how worth that would be. A lot more gold would be swinging towards Anixia in that one, so they just decided to back off. Panda can go back in the top lane. He's definitely ahead of this Trundle. He confidently can push against that Trundle for now.
Yeah, maybe they didn't really need to bother with the tier with the tier 2.
Not really, and then they don't have to give up the tier 1 in the mid lane, which doesn't really open up the map for Anixia, which is what they like as well.
Yeah, so we're looking at the stats here. We got 12-2 in kills for Vis Major, up 10 kills. They're up about just under 7K in gold. 3-0 in towers and 1-0 in dragons, and they also picked up a Rift Herald. And Anixia, this is definitely not a position they are used to being in.
No, definitely not. I do want to point out is things are going to get really hard for Nazir here. One of the key carries for them. I think a lot of the pressure is actually on Sniper to do working team fights. With Taeyong on that Lissandra, all the lockdown available against Kalista, it's going to be incredibly hard. But we've actually got a TP flank coming out here on the top side.
4-2, trying to get a lot of damage onto Tiny Warhead. Panda is there as well. Will this be the end for Tiny Warhead? He's going to maybe see that gray screen for the 5th time this game. The Cocoon is a little bit behind, but there it is. That's the 5th death now for Tiny Warhead. He's been looking at that gray screen quite a bit. He's going to think he's going colorblind.
Absolutely, yeah.
Colorblind like Crafty Buckeye.
Like Crafty Buckeye. Fun fact of the day, Crafty Buckeye
is colorblind.
Is colorblind.
Yeah, so
we still love him.
Yeah, plays League on colorblind mode, plays Battlefront on colorblind mode.
plays life on colorblind
Yeah.
mode.
The worst of all.
Yeah, that's okay. And we see the split push coming out here in the top lane as well. Panda, obviously, if Tiny Warhead's dead, there's no one to protect this top side, no one to TP in. He's the only one with TP on his team. No double TP competitions. I'm surprised actually that Taeyong didn't go for TP. Lissandra's love to go TP.
Yeah.
Definitely a champion that works synergizes well with that
Yeah.
summoner spell, right?
Yeah.
Not sure how much you can, kills you can get on a LeBlanc. I guess maybe not expecting Sniper to go cleanse. Maybe didn't think that Sniper would respect him enough. So, countering that with Ignite of your own on the mid lane against a Lisandra to LeBlanc matchup can be favorable. But I think TP would have been a pretty good spell for him.
Yeah, that's pretty standard on Lysandra. She TPs in, Glacial Pass, locks someone up with the TP with the flank. It can be pretty effective. But hey, I mean, maybe just wanted more kill pressure with the Ignite. Definitely a possibility.
Yeah, but not really finding it. So I mean, yeah, it's a risk you got to take. Teleport's kind of a guaranteed investment, whereas Ignite maybe might get you a little bit more ahead in the early game. But yeah, we see them ahead regardless of what summoner spell.
Yeah, so maybe they know what they're doing more than us. But we'll have to see now if they can finish this game out. This is something we've seen. We saw it in qualifiers a lot, and we did see it somewhat in the regular season last year as teams would get ahead. But then they wouldn't really know how to kind of push and decisively close out the game. Especially, I think we actually saw it a lot in qualifiers. Teams, they get ahead and they just kind of flounder with the lead. They don't push their advantages. They take their foot off the gas a little, and then you open the game up for comebacks.
Yeah, absolutely. We could see it here, but I mean, Vis Major veterans. So
yeah,
to speak.
exactly.
I think we can consider them veterans. Anixia definitely know what they're doing, know how to finish games off. Let's see if they can come back from a game, though. Once again,
something we have not seen from them yet. Panda looking to go in onto Pistol, but Anazir is there in the top lane, so he probably doesn't want to deal with the two members there. But that does mean we do have the 2v1. Oh, just kidding. It is a 2v2 now in the bot lane. The Cocoon did land on a Tiny Warhead. The pillar is there, looking like a traffic cone. They're just going to trade back and forth here.
Yeah, in a 2v2, if they decided to fight that, it would definitely be in the favor of 4-2 and Pulsis. The percent health damage, would it be able to chunk the Trundle?
Trunk the Trundle? Oh, but the Death Sentence lands on a 4-2. He's getting chunked up pretty quickly. He repels up. The culling comes out, kind of splits the uprights a little bit. Teams trading back and forth here. Not much happening. Not a ton of damage going down onto either side. The turret's sitting at about 3/4 health. And it looks like these two teams are just going to back off of each other.
Yeah, they might back off each other here. Just try and get away from this. The mid lane being pushed in by Panda. He's just going to be looking to pressure all areas of the map. Keep the sideways constantly pushed. That's what you don't want to give any breathing room to Anixia eSports right now. You keep the side lanes pushed in, then you come to, and you all focus on one area. You have a stronger team fight right now with Trundle that's 0-5-1, only has one item under his belt. To Fiora, the team fight definitely in the favor of this game.
Yeah, and they are checking out that tower fairly low, but they're not going to have enough. With the Frozen Domain and the Pillar, there's a lot of zoning there for Tiny Warhead, but it'll only be a matter of time before this bot lane turret goes down. They'll wait for another minion wave, and this last minion wave, that should be it. I can't see. There it is. It goes down, and someone lanterns out there. Taeyong actually glacial pass forward and lands the Frozen Tomb onto Vossel. Tiny Warhead, the first one to go down here. Vossel is very low. Will they look to follow up into the base? They have a couple minions here, but they might just want to back off. They do have the numbers advantage, but pretty low, and with the turret there, Anixia can just retreat safely.
Yeah, without the Frozen Tomb available, no lockdown for the LeBlanc or Callista, but there's still the grand challenge from Panda, so I don't think Anixia wants to follow that up. They're just going to say, okay, we lost that one, now we gotta look for more picks here.
But speaking of picks, Frank Vaughn getting chunked out, and he will actually live as Pistol got locked up by Taeyong, then the explosive cask actually knocked Frank Vaughn to safety. He must have lived with about 10 health there. And no kills picked up by Anixia.
Yeah, just barely living after throwing out that Monsoon. The shields were just barely enough to keep him going. The Windspeaker's Blessing actually affects self-heals as well.
Oh.
Yeah, something that was unchanged in the tooltip for a little while, but it is intended for that to work, so maybe the difference, but that's the usual. Yeah, that's the usual Keystone Mastery.
Yeah.
So, Frank Vaughn just barely living, but I mean, just a support. But hey, the Magi is being picked up now. Ooh, the Dream. This is how you do it. 0-0-10. This is the correct situation in which you want to do it, especially if you're not being focused in team fights. No one's going to want to focus at Janna. Probably going to be the last one to go down in these team fights if they do happen to lose them. So a lot of safety, and Majai's good pickup here.
Yeah.
Showing Sniper how it's done.
Unlike last game.
Yeah, unlike last game. That's okay.
They still, I mean, Anixia did win last game despite the Majai's pickup by Sniper. But to be fair, Sniper, if you were to call anyone on Anixia a liability in that last game, it would have been him.
Yeah. So I mean, not to bash him or anything, but it was just a bad pickup, right?
Yeah.
Against a knocked, being focused literally 5 times in a row. Yeah, I think it's a good time to pick up Majai's. But back to this game, we've got a game on our hands here still.
Yes, we do.
We didn't just randomly forget about it. 14-2 now, 22 minutes in this one. Things have slowed down quite considerably,
Yes,
but look at this gold lead, Big Booty. 11,000 almost.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. It's near insurmountable here as long as Vis Major plays their cards right. This one is going to be... I think it's going to be a GG here.
It is Vis Major's game to lose currently. I just think they got to be careful. We saw them, last game was lost off some questionable dives, some questionable engages. So we want to make sure they're not seeing them here, and especially when I think they need to respect Anixia and how strong they are. But we're seeing the very early Baron here, 22 minutes from I just about called them the Thunder Ducks, from Vis Major. They're checking out very low, but members are there. Oh, they do pick it up. Sniper did hop into the pit. Pistol was there as well as Panda and Tiny Warhead are trading back and forth here, and Panda might actually go down here, and he does. Tiny Warhead finally getting some retribution onto Panda, but Baron buff is picked up so it will be active on 4 members of Vis Major.
Yeah, a great team play there by Vis Major, but a bad individual play by Panda there. A great deception there, having the mid laner show in the mid lane and the top laner show in the top lane. You don't really suspect anything unless you can't see 4 at least, or if you can't see the whole team, you gotta suspect something's up. So for a while, that went unchecked till the very last second there, and then the attempted steal by the LeBlanc and by the Gragas was unsuccessful. So that's Baron going over to Vis Major. That's going to make their sieges and their dives a lot more, and their split push as well for Panda. Well, I guess not anymore.
No, Panda's not going to have it.
Panda just suicided, actually.
Yeah.
Great pillar there.
Rip.
He lunged underneath the tower. You got to expect do something there. That pillar's going to come out, pretty much trap him within the minions as well. Got creep blocked in, taking a ton of turret damage. Almost actually still won that, but...
Yeah, he was close.
As a misplay. If he doesn't go down there, they have so much more pressure because he can split push with TP. But now, not having that.
Sniper almost cut out there, but able to get over the wall, and that's a big old minion wave full of Baron empowered minions, but the members of Vis Major are not going to be there to follow up with them, at least for now. They are showing up a little bit, trying to maybe chunk out a couple members here to help their push. If they can pick someone out here and get a numbers advantage, this could be a big push, but Sniper's there looking for the flank as well if he can try and blow someone up, but I just don't know if he has that ability right now.
Yeah, not really having that ability is right, and this is going to be pretty rough here with these Baron empowered minions, and unchecked in the top lane. Panda is there, does have TP available, doesn't need super minions, but he's got a huge creep wave, probably a double wave up there, and it looks like that tower's going to go down before Tiny Warhead can do anything about it. He's going to be able to 1v1 him after this too with the Grand Challenge.
And that was actually both towers, bot and top inhib tower, going down here. Here's the engage, 4-2 picks the kill onto an Azza. That's one of the main sources of damage, going down very early for Anixia eSports. This will be the inhibitor. Taeyong is very low here. They will maybe rotate mid after the top inhib goes down. But they're just going to go right onto the Nexus turrets here. Only one member of Anixia is down. They went back and healed at the fountain. 4-2. It might be in too deep like some 41 here. Although Sniper might go down. There's the top inhib finally. Panda and Tiny Warhead, they've been going at each other all game here. There's the Lantern. Takes him to safety. But Vis Major is still going to hang around here. If they can pick out maybe Sniper, get rid of that main source of damage right now, this could be it. But Anazar going to be coming up in 2 seconds. Vis Major might just want to back off here as Taeyong gets blown up by Sniper. But 4-2 there, he goes down. Just kidding. He is still up. Is he still up? Yes, he is. He picked up the kill onto Sniper. There's the double kill here for Panda. They're going onto the fountain. Those 2 Nexus turrets are down. They are onto the Nexus now. Pulsus is full health. He's just going to sit there firing pot shots at it. And this will be in a couple seconds here if they would keep hitting the Nexus for me, please. This is game 2 going over to Vis Major. Quack, quack, Silky.
Quack, quack. The Thunderduck hype returns in SKL here, Season 2, Day 1.
Oh, man.
It's nearing its conclusion here, but a great game here from both teams.
Yeah.
Well, not really. It was a great it was a great game by Vis Major. I really liked their composition here coming into this one. Lysandra, huge team fighter. I think it was actually huge for the Fiora Trundle matchup to come through, especially if you're first picking Fiora for the Trundle to go through and then not being pressured in the top lane at all by Pistol 44. Actually, the Elise going up there and getting the Fiora head. Trundle's pretty much rendered useless. Was kind of getting the Dyrus treatment a little bit there. Getting no resources and then getting ganked a lot. Like, where have we seen that before? And then, all that being said, 4-2 able to go to other lanes as well.
Yep. Yeah, definitely had a very strong impact in that game, finishing off 9-1-7. Great stat line from him, proving that he does not always play those, we really only see him on Nocturne, Rengar, Mundo, just really kind of weird champions. This is, I think, maybe one of the first times I've seen him on just a standard meta jungler like Elise, and he had an awesome performance on it.
Yeah, we've seen some Lee Sin in the past as well.
True, yes.
Lee Sin's kind of always in the meta, though,
Yeah.
so that doesn't really count. Elise coming through, definitely a top-tier jungler, always going to be that way unless her base damage has changed.
Yep.
And her, utility is insane as well. Mobility, you've got CC, you got lockdown, you got it all. So a great champion coming out. And a great game overall from Vis Major. The 1-1 coming out. The first loss.
Yeah.
The first loss coming through for Anixia eSports here. We thought maybe they were untouchable for the time being, but we were very careful to mention that they haven't faced some of the top tier, teams from last year.
And look at that. They are touchable. They can
are
be touched.
Yeah. They were just touched.
And Vis Major, they were looking like Vis Minor in that first game, but they came back and said, hey, we're Vis Major here for game 2, the 1-1. Great series. I was so hyped up for this series for, week 1, day 1 of our regular season, and it lived up to the hype. But you know what, Silky? We have another hyped up match for tomorrow's game.
Absolutely. You are so right there.
Yeah,
Tons
I
of
am.
Damage. Absolutely. Other memes.
Yeah.
Back at it
Huge.
again. Back at it again with the Arga. Okay, so tomorrow we've got a great matchup. Same place, same time, 7 p.m. right on here on this channel. Argon 53 versus Fellowship of the Nerds. We're starting this week so strong here. Argon 53, another up-and-coming team that looks really good.
Yep.
Fellowship of the Nerds and Argon 53 were actually in the same pool in the second round of qualifiers, but unfortunately, Fellowship of the Nerds had time commitments and had to forfeit.
Yes.
So they
have not played yet.
Fellowship of the Nerds actually finished second in that pool. They were undefeated until they forfeited against Argon 53. So we actually get to see the match that never happened.
Oh, this is going to be a good game. Fellowship of the Nerds, very strong team. We've said before, they were a third-place finishers from last season, but I think we all agree that they just as easily could have placed first.
Yep.
So incredibly strong. It will be interesting to see how Argon 53, a newcomer team, matches up against them. Fellowship of the Nerds roster, exactly the same from last year. So you got to think they're going to be coming back stronger and harder.
Yeah.
Like Kanye West.
Like Kanye West.
Yeah.
Faster, better stuff. Memes. Okay. I think that's pretty much all we've got. Do you got anything else you want to throw in about this series we had tonight? I think we pretty much beating a dead horse at this point. It's been a great series. We
Absolutely.
saw one really good game from Anixia able to pull out a tight game, and then Vis Major with a dominating performance. In the
very
second half of the
impressive.
round. Yep.
Yeah, and it'll be we'll have to see how Anixia bounces back from this.
Yeah.
If they might come back next week. They're now that they've seen that they're not immortal. They might have to come back next week with their
the Immortals found their CLG here.
the CLG to their Immortals. But so great games tonight by both teams. But we have some sponsors to thank as well. So a big thank you to the Mana Bar, Saskatoon's premier esports bar, coming soon to a Saskatoon near you. They're going to be opening up late spring, early summer, something like that. We promise they will not steal your mail or any of that funny business. Definitely check them out. Hit them up on Facebook or something like that.
No funny business here. We've also got a couple of other great sponsors as well. Widemouth Media, the old faithful. Yeah, I gotta love their little song, their little ads.
The jingle.
It's starting to catch on with us. But Widemouth Media, anything you see on the website, on the stream as well, content creation is their game. Web design, anything like that, they are your company to go to.
Yep.
Everything you see on stream. The logo is actually for some of the teams as well that didn't provide their own or didn't have one made up. We made theirs for them. So you can see about half the logos here are made actually by Widemouth Media.
You got to check out that Sasquatch's logo.
Got to check out the Sasquatch logo. It's actually, I love it. I freaking love it. It's such a good one. So make sure you check them out. Of course, I do want to mention all the links for the websites for all our sponsors are on our website, skleague.ca. But we've got a couple other newer sponsors as well.
Great Plains College?
Yeah.
Thank you to Great Plains College. will educate you on a number of subjects.
They will.
Check out their program catalog.
If you pay them.
If you pay them. Check out their program catalog on their website. A great local educational institution. Be sure to check them out. Thank you to them for sponsoring us. And a couple other people we got to thank. Thank you to Ceremony for the $10 donation in chat.
Thank you so much.
Yes, member of Raptors in the Attic, who unfortunately did not qualify for SKL, but big thank you for the donation. And we also got to thank this thing over here.
Not confirmed grill. That's for you guys to find out at the finals. You got to come hang out if you want to find out if Skillaz, the person behind the camera, is it a grill or is it a guy? You'll never know unless you come find out at the finals, which are going to be at an undisclosed venue.
Yep, but big thank you.
Not a basement.
To Skillos as well. Yeah, it won't be in the basement where we are now.
Absolutely, but I think that's pretty much all we've got.
Yes, thank you everyone.
I think that's been it.
Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. As always, I have been Kevin Big Booty Bodie, and with me, as usual, fresh out of the shower, has been Carter Silky Mittens Asselford.
My hair is almost dried.
It's getting there.
It's close.
It's
but
getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah. So
thank you guys for coming out. I had a blast. Thank you, Big
too.
Booty.
Yes.
Thank you, Skillaz, once again.
Thanks, Carter.
It's been unreal.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night.